Before you shop Black Friday at Harbor Freight, you need to hear this, because the way you think that sale works is completely wrong. You're walking in assuming the deals are obvious, the discounts are real, and that you already know what's worth grabbing. But that confidence, that's the exact blind spot Harbor Freight counts on every single year. In this video, you're going to discover the patterns, the traps, and the silent tricks hidden behind those giant yellow price tags. You'll see why some of the best deals are actually setups, and why the real wins never look like wins at all. And it all starts with this: the lie you walk in with. Everyone walks into Harbor Freight on Black Friday with the same idea in their head. This is the one day everything is cheap, everything is a steal, and I can't possibly mess this up. It feels like common sense. The signs are loud, the crowds are louder, and the whole store is engineered to make you think you're surrounded by once-a-year jackpots. But here's the punch you never see coming. That confidence you walk in with is the exact thing that sets you up to lose. Harbor Freight knows you think Black Friday is their truth day, the one moment where every price tag magically becomes honest. They know most people grab first and think later. And the brutal truth? A lot of the deals shoppers brag about aren't deals at all. Some prices get nudged up quietly weeks before. Some discounts look dramatic, but land you right where the regular price always sits. And every year, thousands of shoppers walk out feeling like champions, while the register printout tells a completely different story. Because the lie you walk in with is simple. You assume everything is discounted. But only a tiny handful of items ever get true Black Friday treatment. And if you don't know exactly which ones they are, the game is over before you even grab a cart. And that confidence is exactly what makes the next trap so easy to fall for the doorbusters. The doorbuster deception. Doorbusters. The giant, explosive deals sitting at the front of the store like treasure chests. The ones people rush toward, grab without thinking, and proudly haul through the aisles like trophies. And every year, the same thing happens. People treat doorbusters like the holy grail of Harbor Freight's Black Friday, when in reality, they're the biggest distraction in the entire store. Because doorbusters are not designed to save you money. They're designed to shift your attention. They pull your eyes toward the flashy markdowns, so you stop noticing what's missing. The real deals, the real value, the items that quietly disappear while everyone is fighting for the bait. Some doorbusters are old inventory being cleared out. Some are basic versions of better tools sitting just a few feet away. And some look like outrageous bargains, despite being low-tier products that veteran shoppers wouldn't touch even if they were free. But the trick works, because doorbusters make you feel like you've already won before you've actually bought anything that matters. And once you feel like a winner, Harbor Freight knows exactly what you'll do next. You'll start grabbing everything else with your guard down. But the real danger isn't the doorbusters. It's the silent rule Harbor Freight bets you'll never figure out. The one rule Harbor Freight hopes you ignore. There is one rule. One simple rule that decides whether Black Friday at Harbor Freight works in your favor or against you. And the store hopes you never figure it out. The rule is this: if you don't know the tier, you don't know the deal. Harbor Freight is built on layers most shoppers never even notice. Not aisles, tiers, different brands stacked on top of each other like a quiet hierarchy. Each one signaling a different level of quality, value, and discount potential. But to the average shopper, it all blends together. Red signs, yellow tags, big numbers, excitement everywhere. And that's exactly why so many people walk in confident and walk out with the wrong things. Because Bauer and Hercules may sit on the same shelf, but they are not the same world. Pittsburgh and Icon may both say hand tools, but they are not in the same universe. Predator engines, Daytona jacks, Atlas outdoor gear. Every name is a code, a system, a warning. But when you don't speak the language, those signals slide right past you. Think about it for a moment. You see a Bauer drill and a Hercules drill side by side. The Bauer is cheaper, The Hercules is pricier, and your brain instantly says, cheaper on Black Friday means I'm winning. But the truth you're not supposed to know is this: Bauer prices hardly move on Black Friday, while Hercules prices drop harder and more meaningfully. So the shopper who grabs Bauer because it looks like the deal just missed a better tool at a better discount 2 shelves away. The same thing happens with hand tools. Pittsburgh might not look flashy, but it is the safest, most consistent discount in the entire store. You could run it over with your truck, and Harbor Freight will hand you a new one for free thanks to the lifetime warranty. Meanwhile, the shopper who doesn't understand the tier system reaches for the shiny specialty tools or the precision kits that hardly ever go on sale because they think packaging equals value. It doesn't, not here. And Harbor Freight counts on that confusion. They count on you assuming all brands are equal. They count on you thinking the loudest price tag is the best one. They count on you shopping with emotion instead of strategy. But once you understand the tiers, once you see how every brand fits into the store's system, everything changes. Suddenly the store stops feeling chaotic and starts feeling predictable. You start recognizing which brands drop, which ones don't, and which ones are disguising full price as a promotion. You stop grabbing randomly and start targeting real value like you're hunting it. When you understand the tiers, the store loses its power over you, and you take the upper hand. And once you have that upper hand, you can finally see the deals truly worth fighting for. The things worth fighting for. Now that the noise is out of the way, it's time to talk about the part that actually matters. The deals worth fighting for. Because hidden behind the distractions, behind the doorbusters, behind the oversized price tags designed to hypnotize casual shoppers, there are real wins in Harbor Freight on Black Friday. And the people who know them? They don't wander the aisles. They walk with purpose. They know exactly what they came for, and they move fast, before anyone else realizes what's disappearing. The truth is, the best Black Friday deals at Harbor Freight aren't loud, dramatic, or placed where the crowd naturally swarms. They're tucked into categories that veteran shoppers study all year. Tool storage is one of the biggest ones. Those massive, heavy-duty chests and cabinets can drop to prices you won't see again for an entire year, sometimes for several years. And if you've ever tried to buy one outside of Black Friday, you know the difference is not small, it's staggering. Then you have the floor jacks. Daytona jacks are legendary for a reason. And Black Friday is one of the few moments where you can get them at a price that makes every other day feel like a joke. But the real gold is in the hand tools and the consumables. Pittsburgh hand tools, with their lifetime warranty, often hit their lowest prices of the entire year. And veteran shoppers clear them out with zero hesitation. Shop lights, flashlights, tarps, nitrile gloves, clamps, zip ties. These things are not glamorous, and that's the point. They're practical, they're workhorses. And Black Friday is the one time they become unbelievably cheap. These are the items that quietly disappear from the shelves while everyone else is distracted by the big sale signs. And that's where the real strategy lies. You don't win by chasing the flashy stuff. You win by grabbing the items Harbor Freight knows experienced shoppers are coming for, the items the store can't mark up enough to hide their true value. The items that actually hold up, last longer, and make every job easier. These are the things worth fighting for. These are the items that make waking up early, standing in line, and pushing through the chaos actually pay off. This is already opening your eyes to the deals everyone else keeps missing. Make sure you tap that like and subscribe button. It tells me to keep making videos that give you the advantage before you ever step inside the store. Moving on, there's a mistake waiting right beside it. The things you must walk away from. Now, for every great deal hiding in Harbor Freight on Black Friday, there's an equal and opposite disaster sitting right beside it. And these are the traps that catch even the experienced shoppers, the people who think they already know the store inside and out. Because Harbor Freight understands something about human nature. When you feel like you've already won a deal, you loosen your guard. You start grabbing things you never researched, never needed, and never questioned. And that's exactly where the losses happen. One of the biggest traps is the cheap power tools. Not Bauer, not Hercules. The bargain bin stuff, the drills, grinders, and saws that look unbelievably cheap, because they are unbelievably cheap. These tools are designed to lure you with the idea of quantity over quality. They look like bonus items you throw into the cart because the price is too good to ignore. But the reality hits later, when they fail faster than you expected, or worse, fail during a job you actually needed done. Black Friday doesn't magically turn low-tier tools into good ones, it just makes them easier to justify. Then there are the precision tools. Micrometers, digital calipers, torque tools, things that require accuracy, not just functionality. These almost never see meaningful Black Friday markdowns. And even when they do, the quality difference is night and day compared to the trusted brands. But the packaging is shiny, the numbers are bold, and people grab them because they think Black Friday must be the best time to buy them. It almost never is. And the quiet trap that gets more shoppers than anything else: batteries, drill batteries, flashlight batteries, specialty batteries. Harbor Freight loves to make these look like steals. But the truth is, the discounts are usually thin, and sometimes the price barely moves at all. If a battery system doesn't drop enough, it can end up costing you more over time than the tool you bought it for. But people fall for it because batteries feel small and harmless until they realize they've paid full price under the illusion of a sale. Harbor Freight knows your habits. They know you'll drift toward the things that seem like a good idea. And those items are strategically placed, strategically priced, and strategically marketed to take advantage of your momentum. Because once you feel like you're winning, you stop paying attention. And that's the moment the store wins. But even if you dodge the traps, there's still one battlefield you can't avoid once you walk through those doors. The Black Friday battlefield. Stepping into Harbor Freight on Black Friday doesn't feel like walking into a store. It feels like crossing into a battlefield where the rules of normal shopping no longer apply. The moment those doors open, something in the air changes. The crowd surges forward, carts collide, and suddenly every aisle feels tighter, louder, and more frantic than it ever has before. It's not just shopping anymore, it's survival. And in that chaos, Harbor Freight doesn't have to outsmart you. The adrenaline rushing through your body does that all by itself. People make their worst decisions here, in the frenzy. You see someone sprint to the back corner of the store, and without even knowing why, your brain tells you, follow them. They know something you don't. You see someone grab the last box of something, and instantly that box becomes valuable. Whether or not you even needed the thing inside, you watch a crowd forming around a single pallet, and suddenly you feel like not joining them means losing out on something huge. That's the battlefield effect. The environment pressures you into acting before thinking. And this is where the biggest mistakes happen. People forget to inspect boxes, even the big ones. They pick up floor jacks with torn packaging. They grab tool sets missing half the sockets. They buy welders with broken seals, compressors with dented tanks, toolboxes with corners so banged up they'll never sit level again. But in the heat of the moment, nobody stops to check. The energy in the store makes you feel like examining anything is a luxury you can't afford. You don't want to be the slow one. You don't want to lose your spot. You don't want to watch someone else snatch the item out of your hands. So you grab now, regret later. Then there's the fear FOMO, the fear of missing out. It hits harder on Black Friday than any other day of the year. You start believing that every item in your hands is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You tell yourself, if I don't buy this right now, it'll be gone forever. But that's not how Harbor Freight works. Some deals will return in random sales throughout the year. Some will show up cheaper on a quiet Tuesday when nobody's paying attention. Some were never as heavily discounted as you thought. They were just labeled that way. But in the chaos, your logic shuts off. The fear of losing something becomes stronger than the desire to get something good. Even the return policy becomes a landmine. People assume holiday returns are a safety net, but they never read the fine print, especially for the bigger items. Some things require the original packaging. Some require inspection. Some come with fees or stricter timelines during holiday periods. And by the time you realize that, the box you grabbed without thinking has already become a problem you never meant to buy. But the biggest danger isn't the prices, or the crowds, or even the tricks. The real danger is the pressure, the rush, the psychological whirlwind that makes you forget every rule you promised yourself you'd follow. Because once you're in that environment, surrounded by noise, scarcity, and panic, you stop being a shopper, and you become prey, not to Harbor Freight, not even to the other shoppers, but to your own impulses. And that is the battlefield almost nobody prepares for. But even surviving this chaos won't protect you from the real secret, because Harbor Freight follows a hidden Black Friday pattern every single year, and almost no one ever notices it. The secret Black Friday pattern. They don't want you to notice. There's a pattern to Harbor Freight's Black Friday. A pattern so consistent, so predictable, that once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's the kind of pattern that flips the entire shopping experience upside down. And the shocking part, Harbor Freight never hides it. They just rely on the fact that most people are too distracted by the chaos to ever realize it's there. The pattern starts before Black Friday, sometimes weeks before. You'll notice certain items suddenly go on sale long before the crowds show up. A toolbox drops in price quietly. A compressor gets discounted for a single weekend. A workbench goes on a silent markdown without any announcement. It feels random. It feels accidental. But it's not. Those are early test drops, micro sales, to see how shoppers react. If they move fast, Harbor Freight doesn't discount them again. If they move slow, that's when the big Black Friday sign finally appears. Then comes the misdirection. While everyone is hyped up for the big day, Harbor Freight rolls out lower prices in the days leading up to it. Sometimes the best version of a sale happens on the Tuesday before Black Friday, or the Wednesday morning when nobody's paying attention. But on Black Friday, sometimes the price creeps back up just enough to look like it's still a deal, when really, you should have bought it earlier. This is the part nobody talks about. People assume Black Friday is the lowest point, the bottom of the pricing curve. But Harbor Freight doesn't work like that. Their strategy is psychological, not linear. They want you chasing the excitement, not the actual numbers. The final piece of the pattern shows up right after Black Friday. While shoppers are recovering from their impulse buys, a new set of deals quietly drops for Cyber Week. Different items, different tiers, different discounts. And once again, the people who think they got everything on Black Friday end up missing deals that were never advertised until the crowds were gone. This pattern repeats every single year. Early test drops, pre-Black Friday dips, Black Friday misdirection, post-Black Friday surprise deals. It's a cycle designed to take advantage of anyone who shops based on emotion instead of observation. And once you understand it, you stop buying into the hype and start buying into the strategy. Because the smartest Harbor Freight shoppers never ask, "What's on sale?" They ask, "When is it truly cheapest?" And when you finally follow that pricing rhythm, it leads you straight to the truth you came here for. The real reason you came here. Up until now, you might think this video has been about price tags, deal hunting, and getting the upper hand on Harbor Freight. But that's not the real reason you're here. You didn't click this because you wanted to save a few dollars. You clicked this because somewhere deep down, you were tired of feeling like you were being played by the system, of walking into Harbor Freight on Black Friday and hoping you were making the right choices instead, of knowing it. You came here to take back control. Because Harbor Freight's Black Friday isn't really a shopping event. It's psychological warfare dressed up as holiday cheer. The colors are bright, the signs scream urgency. The crowd is hyped up like a mob chasing treasure. But the real opponent isn't the store or the other shoppers. It's the voice in your head telling you to act first and think later. The voice that whispers, "Grab it now, it's a deal, you'll regret it if you don't." That voice has cost people more money than any sale ever saved them. But everything you've learned so far flips the script. You now understand the lie you walk in with. The doorbusters designed to mislead you. The tiers that separate real value from fake savings. You know the traps, you know the battlefield. You even know the hidden pattern Harbor Freight uses to control the narrative. And suddenly, the store doesn't feel like an unpredictable maze anymore. It feels like a game where you finally know the rules. You didn't come here for tools. You came here for clarity. You came here because you wanted to walk into Black Friday with a strategy instead of hope. And now, you're in the small percentage of shoppers who understand exactly how to move, what to avoid, and what to target. That alone puts you miles ahead of everyone fighting over pallets at dawn. Because once you strip away the hype, once you see the psychology behind the chaos, the real reason you came here becomes obvious. You wanted to stop wasting money on things that don't matter and start investing in the things that actually do. And now that you see Harbor Freight for what it truly is on Black Friday, you're ready for the final piece, the part that separates the smart shoppers from everyone else. Because there's one move left, and it's the move that wins the entire day. The move that wins Black Friday. The move that wins Black Friday at Harbor Freight isn't something you do inside the store. It happens long before you walk through the doors. Most people show up blind, buzzing with adrenaline, letting the chaos make decisions for them. And that's exactly why they fall for doorbusters, fake markdowns, and impulse grabs that feel smart in the moment but sting the second they get home. But the shoppers who win, they don't walk in excited, they walk in prepared. They already know which categories hit their lowest prices, which items never drop at all, and which brands are genuinely worth chasing. They walk in with a list so sharp that the noise, the crowds, and the pressure can't shake their focus. Because the winning move is simple. You choose your targets before Harbor Freight chooses them for you. That's how you stop wasting money. That's how you walk out with real value instead of random clutter. And once you understand that, Black Friday stops feeling like a trap and starts feeling like a system you know how to beat. The smartest shoppers don't chase deals. They stalk value. They strike with intention. And they leave knowing exactly why every item in their cart earned its place. If you want more videos that expose the hidden games behind your favorite stores and help you outsmart every sale they throw at you, hit subscribe, because we're just getting started.